Okay, so wow. Okay, it's pretty good. Um, Kuching is just it's bothersome and nonsensical to me on why her character is the way that it's the way that it is. Like I was saying, like I prefer to actually like when I'm out there, I like to envision what it would be like. Or like when I'm even building my teams, I'm like who goes together with what and like why, you know? Um because sometimes like you look at a team, it's just like, oh my god, I would really like to run this team. Like this looks like a pretty cool team to me. Or just imagine these
We should
characters and
get
stuff.
going. Let's go
Like
on
it's
Hoot
just like shit like that kind of just blows me. It just completely blows me. Cause I just be sitting here like, yo, like, why am I like? Oh, and you know what's crazy too about Hu Tao's build that I just realized? She's only good on low health. She's only good on low health. Do you wait? No, think about no. I was about to say, think about somebody like that in your life where they're only good on low health. Well, don't get me wrong. I look keep you like that, but I'm not only good on low health. I'm actually really good on tremendous health. But my thing is that she gets better with her lower health. The only thing is I just have that like mode where it's just like, oh my gosh, underdog story, time to kick ass, or time to kick butt. Where it's just like I just turn around and I'm just like yes, um, because like I can thrive even though like I was on like low health, but I don't need it. I was doing good before, just facing like enormous odds. Nonetheless, she's actually like she's actually a hindrance. Like the fact that you have to run her so like low to health, it's just like, why are you even like this? Like you were born on low health, and then you were designed to then thrive on low health. So it's almost just like you just get off by talking mad shit about your environment. Like that's all like Loki what she kind of does. Like she doesn't really help anything. She just beats it and batters it down. That's just like my way of kind of like envisioning her, like the way her kit and build is set up. Like I just don't see it and like it. Um, I don't see the appeal. And then like my next thing too is just the fact that like she's such a main source of attraction, but like she kind of like I would want to say keeps to herself, but like it's just the fact that like she hits so hard that she's only in specified teams. So it's just like she could only have supporters around her, but she's on like to me like her entire everything. She should be a support character. She should be a support build. She should be like a build that offers like wild security and like at this like yeah, just wild security knowing like okay, well I have Hu Tao on the team, but it's more so just like oh I know I have Hu Tao on the team. She'll probably just end up fucking around and clearing the game by her damn self. Like characters like that, it's just like I don't really know. I don't really like too much. Like I just like ugh. I'm not gonna say I don't really like too much, but I don't really like that for Hu Tao. Hu Tao. But I do have some issues like that with even characters that I do like. But let's see. Um, yeah, I would say back to Kaching, but realistically, like it's just like annoying if I was to sit here and be like let me see the way this team would interact. Like if kind of just let the team sit here and um, we just kind of like took the traveler out of this and then let them like interact on their own. My whole issue is that Albedo's fucking his whole like character is just like a lie. It's literally just a lie. It's just a lie. Literally, dead ass just a lie. His whole character's a lie. He shouldn't. He's not the type of character to run a sword. This nigga should have a catalyst. He should have a catalyst. He should be a geo catalyst user that actually does shit. Because my whole point would have been like, oh, he would have been like Ning Wong. I don't give a shit. He's 5-star Ning Wong. Call it a day. I don't care. I don't care. And my whole next point is that like I feel like Ning Wong should have been like I don't know maybe a polearm user. with a completely different build. Her and Ningguang's entire build is just trash. But like if Ningguang's gonna stay the way she is, because like her ult isn't terrible, and you should be able to honestly, I feel like you should be able to spam ult. Like I just feel like she should like. I feel like she needs a different skill, and I feel like her ult should be popped and like utilized by the rest of the team off field. You know what I mean? Like I don't think she should pop it and be the only one that's there when it pops, and then she just kind of like blows a bunch of shit up like on some shooting star bullshit. I think that's kind of like the stupidity in it, and that's where I like kind of fall off with Ningguang. Is like her ult. I mean her skill in general. I fall off on her entire kit and her build. And like I used to like her because she was tall and tatted, but like the more I look at it, the more I just be like, I'm kind of against it. Like if she was just like, I think if she was a literal, I don't know what to call those. I was gonna call them a yaoi, but like if she was just like Yao Yao size or some shit like that, then maybe, or like Farina size, like I'd be like, okay, maybe I can kind of like, maybe a bit taller than Farina, but like just around there, around about like shit like that. I feel like at that point I'd be like, okay, you know what, I like Ningguang, but like the way Ningguang's built now, like it just is kind of weird and it's pointless and stupid to me. I just think like if anything, like she'd have been cooler if she was smaller. Ran a pole arm or maybe a sword. You know, like pole arm or a sword. Or if anything, I wouldn't even be mad if they put a bow and arrow on her. Like I would not be mad if they put a bow and arrow on Ningguang. Because like I can see that. I can see that if they put a bow and arrow in Wong, and it maybe made her skill like I don't know an actual shield, not a shield that heals, not like Noelle, but like an actual shield or like a Geo Res buff versus dropping a shield that only tanks like one projectile, and then having it like and then having to have the character run through it for elemental res resistance. It's just like why? What is that? What like who like I'm about to say who designed this character, dropped it and said like pat it on my back like we did a good job here. No, 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 my good friend, no, my good friend. Please return that shit. Not what I ordered, not what I pre-ordered. Please, please give me something else in life. Um, but I'm talking shit about Ningguang. Ningguang's not even on screen. Hold on, let me be fair. Uh, who could I just take out for Ningguang? Just take Yula out. Yula's just, I don't even know. Yula's just dog shit piece of space.
Don't disappoint me.
But yeah, no, Ningguang, like, I don't really fuck with Ningguang. Ningguang to me is too tall. Like, she's way too tall. But like, don't get me wrong, I really like tall women. I really like tall women. But I'm saying for Ningguang herself, like, if Ningguang was to keep all this shit and be way fucking smaller, maybe like Albeto's height, Albeto's height. I hate calling this nigga that. I'm not that like low key. Like I'm mad I can't just like drop characters for real. But yeah, like I would honestly just be like, okay, well, she was smaller, still had the tat. Like you could keep all of that shit the same. To be honest, like her clothes and hair were never the issue. It was like her actual body, and not and her ink isn't the issue. It's her actual body. And then it's just like her skill. Her skill is an absolute issue because why can't she just literally buff the entire party and give them like elemental resistance? Like why couldn't that have been a thing? And then like maybe like a defensive buff also. Or like even like a slight health boost. Like something like that. You know what I mean? Like some additional health. Like something make Geo or just make these characters make more sense to have and to want to have. Because there's like going to be concepts and shit like that that they probably won't even introduce into the game. So it's weird that like the trash ass characters that don't have and didn't have to be trash didn't have to be trash the entire time because they were still power cut by the other characters and you still would have made money and you probably would have made more money too because more people would have fallen in love with the game potentially. And then you would have just had maybe a happier player base, but at the same time, your story takes long and takes mad time for it to come out. So people are gonna want to pull for new characters and shit like that, anyways. But whatever. I'm not trying to get too much into the details because that just comes down to a societal issue, with gaming and life and how to live it. But like her ult, like I think it's stupid that she pops her ult and she's the only person on the screen. I think she should pop her ult, and then like you should be able to switch to somebody else. and then like as soon as you switch to somebody else, like her ult's still there, and with every hit, like it kind of goes and it does and it shatters, or it goes and it hits, and then maybe you make it do like shatter damage, or not shatter damage, or like this that shrapnel effect. I think
Even if
shit
an
like
empty
that
was
would have made
priceless,
like
the happy.
I think shit like that would genuinely appreciations. I heard the beeps, and it was weird because I had a little stutter stop here, um, with my fingers in the screen. But like my whole next point would have just been like it would have made more sense that like if you would have done that, it would have just been like, okay, now her build is genuinely supportive, and she still could have had her same story and plot where she's literally rich as shit, and you go and you help her build her castle and her mansion and all that shit. She could have literally had all of these same exact shit. She could have, genuinely, she dead ass could have. And then like later on in the game, like it would have just been like so much easier to fall back and be like, yo, I can play Ningguang. But now it's just like, yo, I can't even touch Ningguang. Like there's no point in Ningguang ever like seeing the screen for real. Like it'll just be like me staring at it. It's just me like, cause like my whole thing is maybe, and my whole next point is just like, I don't think they have brown skin characters in Genshin Impact if I'm not mistaken. But if she was brown skin, I would have liked her too. If she was brown skin and tall, I'd be like, okay, all right, maybe it's not that bad. Oh, I don't even. I'm getting to C6. I'm getting to C6, where she might actually be viable, but she's still trash. So, anyways, um, but like, yeah, viable trash is ridiculous. Like, it's such a waste, such a waste. And her titty is small. I don't know. This is weird. Anyways, I'm playing. Um, Yeah, cause like I don't know, like I've and she runs a catalyst. I think that's weird. Why is she a catalyst user? Like, see, look, this is what I feel like her ult should have been on the side. Like when you pop her ult, like you're someone's on screen, you're doing this shit. You know what I mean? Or like that would have been her skill, and like she was. But I think as a skill, it might have been low key a little too OD. Cause like Goro technically kind of does it in a sense. But my whole point would have just been like skills she could have buffed, and then like this could have just been like what her ult kind of does whenever you attack. It just comes out like boom, 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 and then like for a weapon, like I said, I feel like she should have ran a pole arm, or maybe I think a sword would be better. I keep saying pole arm, but I think a pole arm is too heavy for her. Honestly, I think she should run a sword. Not like too heavy, like oh she's not strong enough, but I think like in terms of just like character design, like it's weighing too much on like her having a pole arm to me is just like way too like
In a
weird.
trade
Like
war, the
she doesn't
perfect.
need it. She doesn't need it. I think like honestly a sword or a claymore would have been good for her. A sword or a claymore, and even a bow and arrow I think would have been really. I think a bow and arrow probably would have been better on her. If I'm being honest, I think a bow and arrow would have been better. But my whole next point is just like always about character design and the way she's built. I'd have been like, I don't give a shit honestly because like it's just like you're lying to yourself now. Shut up. You're trying to seem and make her seem more graceful in everything that she is, but like they're still quirky. So shut the fuck up. You just ruined the character. Like this character is just ruined. How does everybody have these freaking dolphin fin tails in the back? Like it just kills me. Like what the hell? What am I staring at? Oh no, it's just I don't know. I think I've seen it on somebody else before. But anyways, like this dumbass My Little Mermaid bitch. Which don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. I like My Little Mermaid, but yeah, I do. Anyways, but yeah, just straight waste of a character. Waste of a character, man. Complete waste of a character. Yeah, I had to make sure I was still recording for that one. Um, Yeah, and even so, like the way she would even sit here and act, like I think because she's too tall, like she starts to act weird and funny. Like she shouldn't be acting like that. I think if she was a lot smaller, she'd be a lot more enjoyable to have around as a character. Even if she was to kind of sit there and be on her perch and like kind of like get into her character. When you low key like when you actually know her, you could technically tease her, but like you still know not to fucking play her for a fool in her face if you're really not like that and you're not comfortable with her just because you think she's small. That's when I feel like she gets up and she proves her worth and she actually puts somebody down that deserves it for disrespecting her, for them getting out of place and for them not knowing her position and her place in herself and in life in general. So it just like kind of bothers me. But yeah, so like for her me, you know what I mean? Like it just bothers me. You know, it bothers self. Nonetheless though, um yeah, because it just bothers me because I'm really imagining it. I'm just like she'd be so cool. I think Ning Wang would be like that prime little sister type where it's just like she has so much power because she's like type little and young, but like when she opens her mouth and does shit, everything's appreciated and just beloved heavily. So it's just like, why would it even be dropped and released like this? Where it's just like she doesn't even look like she can. It looks like she's forcing herself to have fun, and she has to just like force herself to have fun to be around herself. And it's just like it just looks like she just hates herself so much. But that gets me into another character because like low key, like this is the bitch that I'm low key starting to like get into because like this bitch actually blows my shit. But I'm mad because I bought her, and like I didn't hyper invest into her, but in a sense I technically kind
This
of
will
did.
be a
I
productive
literally kind of
partnership,
just
I
like
hope.
I dropped the bread on her, but then like I just kind of got lucky with her weapon. So it's just like it's whatever. But Arlecchino, this bitch to me blows my shit. It makes no goddamn sense. Blows my shit. Makes no goddamn sense. Everybody literally off work was just like, mommy this, mommy that, and she's just trash. Like, fuck. Like, like I hate playing her. Like, she has like crappy crap like this that just makes her like, oh my gosh, she does something slightly different. Like it's just stuff like this that low key blows me, cause like you can't even really take it off screen or nothing. It just realistically just blows me. So like I don't know. Like I'm not even gonna say I don't know, but like I don't know. I think she would have been better as a catalyst user. Yeah, I think she would have. I think the weapon was wasted on her, and I just yeah. I she looks to me she looks weird and quirky with the with the scythe. Yeah, I just like the walk. Don't get me wrong, is not too terrible, but like she's not really like. Yeah, I think the walk is ugly. I think it's type discombobulated. Like I feel like she's not really running. That's what I'm saying. I don't think she should have like. I don't think she should have like. I think she should run a catalyst weapon. Honestly, I just think she should have ran a catalyst weapon. I think she should have ran a catalyst weapon and been like an animal user. Yeah. Cause like I don't know, I feel like, or maybe like I don't know. Even if she was gonna be a pyro, nah, I don't know. I think I want to almost say like a geo catalyst user. Yeah, I think I want to say like a geo catalyst user because it completely switches her build. But like, my whole point is just realistically everybody's point of view of her. Everybody's just like they come out immediately. Mommy. It's just weird because it's just trash to even have or like acts of her. I'm like she's weird because like I think she just cosplays that role, but like she isn't actually that role. You know what I'm saying? Like I think she's the type that you actually bully. I feel like you should look. I feel like you'd have more fun with Arlecchino if you knew to just bully the shit out of her. Like that's my whole thing. It's just her demeanor. It's just the way she walks around and carries herself. Oh man. So like the fact that she just walks around and carries herself in this manner, it just kind of requires like the character design to just go in that way. And I think she has way too much going on where she just looks like she wants to kill herself. She looks confused as shit. But like she looks she knows what she's doing, but just in a confused way. So like she genuinely just looks confused. Like literally she just genuinely looks confused to me. Like she looks like she doesn't realistically know what she's doing in life. Like she looks weird. Like she hates herself. Like I feel like she hates herself and her ability. Um, so I just think it's pretty stupid. And then on top of that, like I think like she needs characters that are so high vibrant just to bounce off of her, just to get her to like respond and almost seem like a normal character that people would want to sit home and watch. So it's just like she needs like other characters. She needs other characters. Other characters don't need her. I think she's someone that like even for an account, like you just don't need. Like I feel like you shouldn't even want Arlecchino on your account or her weapon because it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Literally, it's just stupid. At this point, it's literally stupid. Because it's just like, why? What are you getting from this? Like, what do you feel like you're actually getting? What do you feel like you deserve from having Arlecchino on your team? Like, I don't know. It's just to me, it's just a waste. It's to me, it's that just a waste. I feel like if they should have put a scythe on anyone, they should have probably made like a male character run the scythe first, or just a better female character. Cause like I feel like if this is their, cause to me my only issue is that like it looks like this was their best attempt into introducing the scythe. So it's just like how do we want to introduce the scythe? You know what I mean? So it's just like they kind of did this and introduced it in this way, and I thought it was the worst thing ever imaginable. Genuinely, I thought it was like the worst thing imaginable. Cause I was just like, this is so not the right way to do things. This is actually just not the right way to do things. But like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say I don't know. I'm just gonna like low key go on a murdering spree when I wake up. But like I don't know. I feel like if you would have probably introduced like a Scythe character, the first Scythe character should have been like a Hydro Scythe character. Yeah, maybe like a Hydro Scythe character where it's just like or Hydro Polearm character that like will keep like shit turns into a Scythe. But like I don't know, maybe like throw the Scythe, the shit comes back. But like I don't know. And like I don't know, in my opinion too, I don't even think like Scythes belong in Genshin Impact, to be honest. I genuinely don't think they belong in Genshin Impact. Yeah, because it's just like you would think, oh, it's the same as running a pole arm. It's really not. It is really not the same as running a pole arm. And on top of that, I feel like with her actual weapon, it should have been like automatic character animation changes for her weapon. At bare minimum, I feel like it should have been like that. And I feel like she should have been like, I don't know. I just feel like it's just way too many things I would have said that like she would need to justify this character. So like I feel like in Genshin she would need to be able to like throw her scythe and control it like pyrokinetically, and then still be like low key crapping on them like she's like a pyro catalyst. So like it would have just been the thing where it's just like I feel like her skills should have just been like shooting like fireballs or some shit like that, and then she's like walling out with like her scythe, and I feel like then maybe she pops her ult, and then she can get like okay now I get the fire the fire effect or the fire coating on my scythe or my polearm slash scythe. So it's just like that's what I feel like she should have technically kind of had to make her character to me pretty good. I hate when they say viable because like it's weird. They use viable for everything. They just use viable so it's just like people watch their content. Because they'd be like, oh, if the character's trash, why would I dead ass sit here and watch a video about it? But I just feel like some people just don't see the value or the worth in it. And we got Nahida. Nahida's trash as shit. Um, yeah, I was just like, then we got Beta. Beta's pretty dog shit. Um, man. Then we have Diana. Diana's also pretty dog shit. Pretty fucking dog shit. So yeah, this is just a team of just like dog shit ass niggas right here. Fucking dog shit ass niggas. They're like all OP and trash as shit. If they were all in their own worlds, like deadass, you would have thought each and every single last one of these were a fucking god, regardless of what their setting or theme were. Like you would deadass think that, but they're actually trash. You're actually trash. You're actually trash. Why? Because you would they would low key treat themselves like it, but wouldn't act like it. But when you get there, they would low key present it and give it to you. But like you would have gone there knowing who they were and then trying to be with them, and then just realizing like, fuck, I'm gonna kill myself because like obviously this bitch wants to kill herself too. Because this is absolutely disgusting. A roach, like it's just eroding. Like it's just like this place is filled with roaches. Like please fall over and kill yourself. But yeah, Nahida, right? To me, Nahida is just like she amplifies what Dendro is to me, and that's just the trashiest shit ever and available. Trashiest element available. Especially because then it's just like, oh, from Elemental Mastery, bro, come on. My whole thing was like, if you were really gonna introduce Dendro and make Elemental Mastery a thing, yo, on everything, buff every single artifact set, and then have a 2-piece effect, 4-piece effect, and a 6-piece effect, and then add an extra 6-piece. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to do that before that, but yeah, add an extra artifact, or add an artifact, because like. Yo, no, seriously, just add another artifact on top of that. because like it would have made so much more sense just to have like let's see, because like my well this is funny, but like yeah, they genuinely should have added like another artifact just to make like elemental mastery something where it's it's feasible to build off of a dendro character, because like your only real hope in building characters, to be honest, and idealistically the way that you would even like to do so, like you even do for like some of like your main DPSs or whatever, or just like main characters in general,
Something
like
on your mind,
elemental
kid?
mastery is always like kind of like weird and difficult to build because you could run a triple elementary set, yeah, but like it's just you lose out on crit, you lose out on attack, you lose out on hydro damage. I'm sorry, elemental damage. You lose out on energy recharge. You lose out on so many other aspects. You even lose out on like HP and defense. But like my whole thing was just like why couldn't those have been like why couldn't that slot just have like an everything slot, but like it's just like oh, and even healing bonus, but it's just like slightly reduced, you know, like because I think like max you could get on like a piece for like crit maybe be like 30-40%. I wanted to say like 20 to be honest. If I'm being honest, I wanted to say like 20% because honestly I wanted to say 46%, but like it was weird to me because I was just like, yeah, no way it's that high. Okay, 31%, cool. I think it's like on a weapon, like the highest you'll get is maybe like a 36%. But like, um, yeah, it's just like they honestly should have added like another artifact and made elemental mastery something where it was just like, okay, like I can safely care about like my elemental mastery because my whole thing was just the fact that like it was weird that like elemental mastery it did something, yes it did, but like it was like the main basis of this game. Like elemental mastery was the main basis of this game and they sidelined it so hard. They made elemental reactions the main basis of this game, which made no sense because they were amplified based off of your elemental reaction. So why did no one actually sit down and be like, okay, well, like, why don't we actually make elemental mastery worth something? There's no point. You have you have elemental reactions. So it's just like, who's gonna give a shit? Who's gonna give a shit? But yeah, Nahida is just like she just amplifies everything because then like she's such a freaking nuke and a tank on offense for like elemental reactions and on defense too because she honestly just justifies everything. Everything that's wrong with the game that you would think is right, she justifies it just by being Dendro. And in her character role in the game, absolutely trash, but whatever. I mean it's no, it's okay, story wise it's really good. Don't get me wrong. Story wise it is really good. But it's just the fact that like one, they still made her 5 star. Weird. Right. I think Venti should have been like 6 stars off rip, or like I think Venti shouldn't have even been dropped for real. I think Venti you should have held off on dropping Venti, and I think like when you did drop Venti, just give him like a stronger vortex pull, because my whole issue is that like technically Venti was yes funny and fun in the beginning of the game. He did clear a lot of shit. He was still Animo at the end of the day, which honestly isn't that bad. But I'm just saying like his entire build was really good. But this is not that point because like I'm only talking about the shitty characters right now, and none of you guys are Venti, so don't even fucking jack him or any of the credit I gave him. You guys all get shit from me. But yeah, back to Nahida. Um, yeah, I think it's weird. One, I think it's weird that she is. I think it's weird that she is oddly as built the way she is. I think the main thing that messes up her kit to me is her hairstyle. And I talk about everything about her. I don't just talk about like yeah, I think like the main thing that fucks her up is her hairstyle. Like the dress itself to me, all of it is OD max. Like way too much of everything. OD max. Because my whole point was like, even if she was gonna be a god, and even if she was gonna be there for mad long and shit like that, there was no point in fucking around and doing some dumbass fucked up shit like making her like a yaoi or whatever these are like little shits are called. She's literally a chibi right now. This is so fucked up. And then when she had another version of herself, you didn't even go out of your way to double down and make her like bigger, taller, thicker, nothing like where she actually looks like a grown ass woman where it's just like, oh no, I just decided to be in this form. But it was just like, no, this is just where she was and how she was. I did play through the story a bit. I can't necessarily remember, but either way, like the fact
What
that
they
she's
say
in
is
her
true.
position, she just stays this everything, like this height, this kind of like it's like weird because I don't want to call her anything because I don't really like staring at her. I'm like, this is really weird and disgusting, and it makes it worse because she has elf ears. It makes it that much worse. She genuinely has elf ears. So it's like it's just disgusting to me. It's such a trap. It's such a pruned ash trap. It's so old and it's just like something that should only work on like boomers. Like this is just it's to me is terrible and it's weird and I only pulled for her because I felt forced to pull for her because they gave you a free Dendro character, which I hate that bitch honestly. But like my whole next point is the fact that like they made Dendro like they power crept the shit out of the game, so they made Dendro like automatic requirements. So like me personally, like it's just like if I wanted to set my account up the way that I feel like was best for the game or for myself, I'd still have C6 Bennett and no Dendro characters. But now if I wanted to set the game up to how like I know I should play, I would just C5 no, I mean sorry, C6 Bennett and then until they drop a Dendro character I actually like. And then maybe I would fuck with it. But until then, and I'd probably just leave the Dendro character like level 1 or something. Maybe just get the Dendro character just to get them. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Because I could dead ass run a mean shield on them and just call it a day. Or mean shielders and call it a day. Um, but nonetheless, though, even when it comes to just like, oh, and then healers maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, but when it just comes to this character, it's just like, I about to say my first next thing is I don't even like the fact that she's a catalyst user. I think it does too much for her. I don't like the fact that she's a catalyst user. I think like you should have just buckled down because it's just way too much, and she's Dendro, way too much. Because you could run her on field too with OD all field supports. Like it makes her too versatile. Like it's annoying to see or to hear that they'd be like, oh, 93% of the player base has Nahida, 96 or some shit like that statistically. I'd be like, that's weird and oddly disgusting. Um, or I think it's like 97 or 98% for Kazuya or something like I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so like who really wants um like who would really want a character like this, you know? And it's just like and it's weird. It's weirder that it's Catalyst. You know, it's weirder that she's a Catalyst user. Like do something. Like this character is weird. Like it's just there and it's bad. The fact that this character just exists makes the game it makes it OP and makes the game trash to me. It makes it very, 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 very bad. Um, but let's see. Uh, I think other than that, like yeah, she probably should have ran like a bow and arrow. Uh, I feel like it's weird, but I feel like maybe just make her a little bit taller. Maybe like yeah, like shorter than Beto. Whoa! Why is Beto Arlecchino height? Wow, Arlecchino's short and Beto's like wait. No, Arlecchino's like slightly taller, but I think Arlecchino should just be a little bit, a tad bit taller. But like yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's weird too that they use like the same character models and just like switch out. I don't even care. Anyways, but yeah. And on top of that, like, uh, to me, I think her ult's too OP. I think her skill is too OP. I think the fact that her skill works together with his ult is just like, honestly, I feel like you should trash the entire character. But my way, just to make it better, make her taller, at least bare minimum, and then put full fucking clothes on her. Like, cause what the hell is this shit? That ass got this bitch walking around in a Lennon diaper or some shit. I don't
If
fucking
you're
know.
not sure what to do,
Um, and then we got yeah. I feel like realistically by that point, give her a sword. Honestly, by that point, give her a sword. And then it'd have been like hairstyle wise, like I'd have been like, if you're gonna rock a ponytail, this bitch needs to be rocking four ponytails at least. This one ponytail shit is not working for me. Absolutely disgusting. And with the run, it's literally disgusting. I'm going to throw up. Like forcefully, I'm going to vomit all over everything. So the bare minimum bitches need to be rocking like 4 ponytails. I don't give a shit where they are. Two at the top, two at the bottom. I don't give a shit. Four at the bottom. Who cares? I don't care. She needs to be rocking bare minimum 4 ponytails if she's gonna be rocking ponytails. And if not, and she has the braid on the side. Oh, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. I feel like this is gonna catch boomers in their grips. Um, but like, oh my gosh, they're gonna run away like straight rats. Um, but yeah, so then it's just like, yeah, I would say maybe just have the hair out. I would have told y'all lose the cape, lose the cape for Nahida. Nahida needs to lose the cape. I'm not gonna lie, she needs to lose the cape. I feel like the capes are just such like a thing in Genshin, but like she needs to lose the cape. She needs to lose the cape. Nahida needs to lose the cape. And I think Nahida should have actually been like main DPS, but like yeah, I just think like her skill and her ult should have just like been I think her skill should have just been something where it's just like it buffs to like the team, or like it kind of does some shit. You know what I mean? But I feel like Nahida's like supportive kit should have just belonged to like a completely different character, like a completely different character. And you can even make it 5 stars because like just like the way it is, it's like it's pretty. It's just OD. Like to me, I think like her kit shouldn't be like shouldn't be for a Dendro user. I think that's what makes it worse. Is that it's Dendro. So it's just like it sounds good because you automatically know it's OP, but like it's Dendro at the end of the day. Like come on guys, bro, it's Dendro. Like let's make some sense here. Like why are we giving a Dendro character a kit like this? Why don't we give I don't know. I honestly don't know. I would have said Pyro, but like even Pyro to me is a little iffy. Like I don't know. What's a I would say maybe like an Electro character, but even then it's still weird. I don't know. I want to say Hydro, but it's just like if I say Hydro, like what am I really? You know, like I think Hydro is the best option at that point because with Geo you still don't even get the elemental reactions. But yeah, no, get this bitch out of here. I'm not trying to look at this shit, man. I just hate this bitch on screen, honestly. I just hate this bitch on screen. I genuinely I hate that she like thrives in life. Like I'd be the type of person to just be like down with the knackers, down, white power, white power, just to see her go, just to see her go. Um, let's see. But yeah, so then we have. Oh no, wait. Um, yeah, I think her ult should have been like either like some shit where she does like I think she should yeah, I think it's some shit where she should have done some shit like Kaching's ult, or it should have been something where it's just like she her ult triggers and is there for a bit, and then like you could switch to your off-field supports or your off-field sub DPSs. Or I feel like she should have a build where she actually requires like a sub DPS. Because what people don't know is that like technically sub DPSs do like either the main amount of damage on the screen. They just do like a shit ton of damage. They're just spending their time off field, which is why they're sub DPSs. Or they're like they come and they nuke shit and then they get off field. You know, like technically in the Child International team, um, Child himself is the sub DPS. You know, funny enough. I mean, until he nukes, but like he's like low key like the sub DPS, which is realistically the reason. It's just because of the fact that he nukes. But like, when it comes to just like, yeah, because Ling does all the damage on that team. Ling does all the damage, and Bennett is realistically just buffing everybody, and then like Xing Cho is there for like healing support, and he does a lot of damage too. So he's also sub DPS. That team is literally just filled with like a bunch of sub DPSs, and well, technically, Ling becomes main DPS because she hits so hard off field. But they're just filled with just like pretty much sub DPSs and a wild buffer, and then they're carried by elemental reactions because like the elemental reactions genuinely carry the shit out of them because vaporize is it's like the strongest it's the strongest elemental reaction out there ish. So it's just like fire, man. Oh, I thought she was about to drown. I was so hoping for it. Um, yeah, I think she should have had something like that where she actually requires some off-field supports. That like actually do like a crap ton of damage that would just like amplify them by like her doing and applying Dendro in places. But my whole thing was that like people complain about the amount of Dendro application somebody could drop because she already drops so much that it literally just becomes so overwhelming where it was just like you don't even honestly need to build characters. You just need Dendro. In reality, you need Dendro, health, and then that's it. And then if he was to do Dendro and then do something like, oh, they need Elemental Mastery, that's even worse. Because Elemental Mastery becomes like a better thing to kind of build. Because like it's the fact that like you have the when it comes to Elemental Mastery, it's just like a main set on the thing. And it's not I'm not gonna say it's not that difficult to get. I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna say it's just like Elemental Mastery, you know? Um let's see. Um, but yeah, so, yeah, Beto's trash as shit. Let me see what's done with, or what's left with, Jesus, man. Let me see what's left with, Nahida. So, like, yeah, it's just the fact that if Nahida's gonna be on screen, like, she should be on screen with a sword, with a completely different build. And then if she's going to be off-field DPS, there's no reason that everybody should feel so damn comfortable running her the entire time. She'll still get OD screen time. Like how? How is she getting this much screen time? I'm not understanding. Where's the connect and where's the disconnect at? Cause, huh? Obviously, I'm just not breathing right. Um. So yeah. And then we got Beto. Beto's absolute trash. You actually tend to like Beto because you like Beto's character, but like it's not Beto's character that you realistically like. It's the potential in Beto's character. Because it's weird. Because like the thing is you only realistically like Beto because you rarely see her. But if you were forced to see Beto on a everyday, day to day basis, you would not like Beto that much. Not like Beto that much. She's a one-eyed pirate that doesn't know what she's doing. She's dead ass just sailing the seas to sail the seas. Like, if you were forced to have to live your life next to Beto, like, you'd probably hate yourself. You'd probably hate yourself. Like, you would genuinely probably hate yourself. Like, if you was just like, I wouldn't even say Beto's kid because growing up, like, you might actually just do weird stuff. But no, I mean, like, if you were just, like, a grown person, like, her age, her level, because she's going to treat you like she should and not try to treat you and act like the mother parent. Like, no. She should treat you like she should, like, she's her age. And, like, I'm telling you, you're not going to like her. You're not going to like Beto. You're not going to like Beto long term. Because, like, it's not... Because, like, even the way they, like, put them in, like, the series, I don't give a shit. I'm talking about, like, actual character designs and like how they genuinely turn out. Cause like, fuck that. Cause sometimes they make characters look good, and I just be like, this is kind of pointless. Cause like you made them look good for the moment, but it was still type of trash. Cause like even those like little good moments, it's just like she looks like she'd be good to sit down and give somebody some advice when they're type lost, or just be there. Like she's like one of those characters that's just like you can waste time on her because like she's like it's like you don't know what's wrong with her, so you always go right, and she just says shit that's just like, well, you know what? Here, look, this is my opinion. And then it's just like, wow, I really needed that. And shut the fuck up. Like, damn. Like, what the hell is that? And then like, other than that, like, I think it's weird, but don't get me wrong. I actually like the fact that she rocks the claymore. Um, I wouldn't touch that. I genuinely like the fact that she rocks the claymore. It's weirdly and oddly enough, like I feel like she does that right more than anything else. The only other thing I would say just to disrespect her is I'd be like, oh, make her run a bow and arrow. Like I would do that, or be like, put a catalyst on her. But like, oh, actually, a catalyst may if she ran a catalyst, I'm not gonna lie, I may fall in love. I may fall in love, but I think she's good with the Claymore. I think she's good with the Claymore. But yeah, no, like if she ran a Catalyst, I'm low key might like fall in love with her. Um, because I think she does a lot right of what Ning Wang would do wrong. Um, but yeah, I think if she ran a Catalyst and like because my main issue is that Beto doesn't really have a place. Like you run her off field sub DPS, but like and it's just because she has a claymore that she could run like Wolf's Gravestone. You know, but honestly you're only really popping her for her ult, and then if you think her skill is worth a damn, like you're stupid. What do you need to parry shit for in Genshin Impact? Literally, this is all you do. It's a free skill. Free skill right here, bro. Free skill right here. Free skill right here. Free skill. What are you parrying shit for? Shut up. And then it's just like you get perfect parry, max damage, and it's still Electro. Shut up. Like it's still Electro. Like what are you talking about right now? Beto's garbage. Still garbage. Stop. You're just mad you fell in love with a whore. It's like she's still trash. Like leave me alone. Get off. Hop off. Like, I don't give a fuck. I fall in love with whores. They're still my whore. That one isn't even personalized to you. She wouldn't even acknowledge you if you were in front of her real life. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. And not even if you look different. We're not even gonna talk about that. We're talking about your actual character. She wouldn't fuck with you. She wouldn't fuck with herself. It's like suicidal. Oh, she's a pirate in Genshin Impact. Shut up. Like, damn, I'm not about to deal with this shit, yo. The only valid pirate in Genshin Impact is Kaya, but we're not gonna talk about that because we're not here to talk good shit about people. We're here to talk shit about these shit ass characters. And now we're down to Diana. Um, I think it's just weird that she's built the way she is. I think it's disgusting because she's like an ultra thick, super short furry. Like she's not thick at all. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying when I say like thick, it's like she has like a lot of character because she's a furry. So like furries off rip automatically are just bulkier to me. So I always just think like, oh, like they're thick, but not like thick, but like yeah, but like it's still just the fact she's a furry. Like you're just higher up the evolutionary chain to me. Like higher up the evolutionary chain. So it's just like you just already have too much and way so much plot to just hand out and give out. But like, oh my gosh, she's a bow and arrow user. This is disgusting. I thought I was gonna get mad because at first I was just like, she's a catalyst user, but I was like, whatever, maybe it might not be that bad for Diona. But no, she's a bow and arrow user. That's disgusting. Literally disgusting. Honestly, I feel like a catalyst would have been good on her, or maybe a great sword. But like other than that, like I don't know. I don't see her running a sword. She shouldn't run a sword. Not self-righteous enough. My whole issue is the fact that if she like her running that bow and arrow is just pointless on her character because she's not gonna really utilize it. Like she's not good with the bow and arrow. I just think the bow and arrow looks good on her because you would think it looks good on her, but actually seeing her gameplay, just take the bow and arrow from her. Like she doesn't need it and she doesn't deserve it. Bow and arrow is pretty good, but like I think it's for characters that genuinely need it. So yeah, I would have taken that shit off her to be honest. Like I think Catalyst is just like the best wrong right way to go. Because like it gives her enough but doesn't take away anything. Because like you couldn't have made her like okay, me personally, I would have said like she's fine at this height, to be honest. I would genuinely would have said it because usually I complain about the short ones, but no, I think she's actually fine at this height. I think like if she was to be taller, like it would make more sense for her character, to be honest. Because like if you're a furry and you're that little, it's weird. But if she was a little bit taller and she doesn't have to be like voluptuous, she could still be just like as petite as possible. I just think she should be taller. Because like the way she is and the way she acts, I think like she would be a lot better if she was taller. Because like I think when it gets like when she's that little, like they automatically perverse the hell out of her. Automatically, off rip, they perverse the hell out of her. So like, I just don't like it. Like, it's just like because she's not even like she's not like that, but she's more conniving than anything else. She's like swineful and cunning. So like you might as well make her just a tad bit bigger because it would justify why she's even like that. Because like if you look at her, I'd be like, move, move, move. But like Yeah, it would just make more sense the other way. Um, and then we talk about like her kit. I'm sorry, I didn't even get into Beto's kit. I don't know what Beto could do differently. Fudge. I am gonna lie. I think it's weird. I think oddly enough though, Beto should have ran a polearm. I think oddly enough, if Beto ran a polearm and actually was just like Electro Queen on field DPS, everybody would crap themselves silly. Or like if she actually had an ult, where like say she ran a great sword, right? Or no, say she ran a catalyst, right? And in her ult, she pulled out like an electro pole arm. Yeah, that would have been tough. You know what I mean? Like that just would have been tough. But no, they have Beto literally here running a great sword. Stop! Leave me alone. She's running a claymore. Stop it! Fuck! Assholes. Stop. Why'd you pull a claymore out? Oh my god, she's running a claymore. And then on top of that, she's off field DPS. Like, I think it's weird that one claymores move as slow as they do. Yeah, I think this is weird. And their charge attack is the worst thing ever! What is this? What is this? What? What am I staring at? Because it doesn't hit that hard. So it's just like I feel like giving him a charge attack was weird. But it's just like what would you have done? Don't do it some crap like that. Just one hard swing or just a swing up and then just something. I don't know, man. Okay, well I do, but like I'm not trying to like really sit here and delve that deep into like the great sword itself. I'm just more so trying to get like the character out. But like yeah, and then as far as her ult, like I already discussed her ult, but like skill wise, I don't know. Like she ran a catalyst, I'd have just been like, I don't know, cause like sometimes like I don't really like doing like elemental effects for the catalyst users because they already have like an elemental effect, but she's on field DPS anyway, so I don't know. Maybe like I don't know, maybe make her skill kind of useless, or maybe make it like a buffer, like something that like buffs the team or herself, like give her like attack bonus or some shit like that, or elemental. You give her like elemental mastery, as like a skill buffer, because it makes more sense, especially beginning of the game. Nobody knew it was good, so it made more sense because Beta would have just been like a low key snipe, because like I think that's what she should have been, but she isn't. So it's just like ding dong, good night. Um, and then we got Diona. Like I said, I think it'd been better if she ran a catalyst. I feel like a sword would be too weird unless she was taller. If she was taller, then yeah, I think she could rock the sword. I think she would rock it really, 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 really freaking well. My whole next thing would have been like it would have been good for her to rock a sword anyways. Because like you don't really need her on screen for real, for real. So like literally, you just don't really need her on screen. Like you need her on screen, yeah, but she just needs to come in, heal everybody, and get out. So like I think a sword would actually be really, really good on Diana. And then like if it was like she could literally keep her same shit too, where she shields people and then heals. My only other thing about it was just the fact that like her healing was a little bit weird because like why were they were it was like she was scared to be Bennett. Like why would you be scared to be Bennett and then make it a worser version of Bennett? Because like my thing was that like giving characters that are cryo elemental mastery was actually probably the best and smartest thing to do. Because like it was just the fact that like they already had a deficit to melt or to vaporize. I'm sorry, because melt is worse than vaporize. Melt hits 1.5 and vaporize hits 2.0. So it's just like statistically you already have one foot in the grave. So like just buffing them characters like that and just giving them like ample elemental mastery just kind of like bridges the gap a bit. Even if you still wanted that separation, it's not so crazy where like you make people kind of scared to even want to run a cryo character because like it gets to points where people have to do things like a mono cryo character or you're trying to find like a pyro DPS that can apply pyro fast enough so where like you're not so where you're not you don't feel like you're wasting your or you feel like you could get more vaporized shots off. I'm sorry, more melt shots off because they have hydro characters that do that for pyro characters, so they get an ample amount of vaporized shots off. So it's just like it's a little weird and it's annoying, but like I would have then said like it would have been cool if like you ran Ayaka as like sub DPS. And then like you had like Hu Tao come in after like she pops her ult. Like Shinya's in there, Shinya pops ult, Ayaka pops ult, and then you switch to like Hu Tao and you try to finish it off. My only thing is just the fact that the way what's her name? Shinhei's ult works is that like by the time you switch out to and get your skill off for what's her name? Hu Tao, like you've already missed like majority of the buffs. How? I just came back. What the heck? What? How? What? I'm sorry. It's just the fact that it's saying like 55 minutes now out of 60, and I'm just like, I thought I just started this. I'm sorry. I thought I just started this. What time is it? 9:30. I literally thought I just started this. I'm not even gonna lie to you.